Saudi Arabia, just put down there, see matches in the league and in France, and this is about teams sort of not to lots of very familiar teams that have been, they play all these players, very distinct, watch out for me with a lot of experience if you're looking in China, bringing his experience as a former PSG coach and the big Leon coach to the mix, it's going to be important for them in there. They strive towards perfection. Yes, it's not a master one over today. Is the main referee with the finish time balls over from fitting a single. So it's going to be a battle of the best order. The two factors come together. I'm excited about this one. Two contrasting styles, but things with what is the goal. Referees from Gabon and Mauritania, of course, who will be officiating and looking at the images of the balls to Botswana. You're familiar with this team, of course, Botswana, second appearance after 2022 that they got was Jerry Gold, the Mamelodi's playing. I've got to straight to the centre forward, but really good at the Mamelodi's as well. We lost in Botswana, of course, they were actually missing Jawe, Tandabate, and then Zambia with much of the centre back, Moloi, and Leslie, stepping out on the left-hand side. Alex Leslie, the penetrating, and centres as ever, the man's in the right direction with this team that are going to be physical. Very athletic as well. Both teams really looking forward to those duels and in the midfield because both teams really in a position. Well, we talked about the finish is just sensational. I mean, you could literally, just fall asleep on it. It's so soft, but perfectly make your ability together. So it's top-notch 5-star conditions for all these players. And then a little bit of a breeze, not strong, about 25 degrees, which makes it for those teams just because you're not overheating. It's you winning a couple. We go there with the referee blowing the whistle. And we get this game underway. Algeria playing against Botswana, of course, in blue, black, and white. So the midfield to the four. Passes here, of course, they like to pass the ball around, they like to understand that they've been a training camp, national technical centre in Sidi Moussa in Algeria. Because it's Army. Getting rid of the ball. Centre back. It's going to be a throw in there, but we'll take it by Magossi. Next to the chance to push forward and able to thread the ball through. So a little turn, a little foul there. Maybe the referee they the advantage. This is possessed. Just lead up at the back. Sort of similar kind of play on last night, the man with Morocco and all that African team against Zambia. The players seem kind of physical, although this is one piece is completely out of the Algeria, and Algeria just something this shack will come across this net by Moncho. Just releasing out that they're on half fast acceleration, communication to try and pick Harris. The right player moving forward, but it's unfortunate they're unable to slow it that. As they try and find a little space and dance into the opposition's tough. Algeria. Picking the ball up with a whole bam. Getting a crash from Botswana. Not making it too easy for Algeria. The good structure over there. It's a wonderful ball. Look at that. Bouncing into the penalty area. Just keep the ball in play. Just trying to prevent it work. Just to fuse a little move there. One of my favourite best city areas that I'm charged of course is 2023. And classy coach with a lot of experience. He's trying to really provide Algeria with a structure that works really for the players.
I mean, we can almost see this sort of patch within the squad, bringing some of the players that he's worked with at the PSG, but of course, not necessarily one of the players. So I think over the years, he's really tried to assemble the team that can really be competitive at this level.
He's talks about discipline in defence. He talks about loves to analyse the live commentary post games within the second exactly sort of, what they didn't do at that specific moment, which is interesting. All picked up and carried forward by Kashuli. And they thread the ball through. Picked up by Melissa Betty. Just to interlink between the two players and a chance. It's a half chance, but Costa didn't come back over and it's been diffused once again in Botswana. Just a straight leg there, and then a free kick, I think, for Algeria. Touch there coming. Just to bring down Betty.
And just force the ladies there to react to that. Starts on the chin. And then very well.
Just an opportunity here for the Foxes. See how they deal with this, of course. Trying to set something up. The balloon. Balloon from West Ham. The Malmo in Sweden. They send it over. Wow, it's not sounding as well. Let's the first three. It's 4 goals, so lost into the penalty area today. With very well out there at the back of the defensive. Here's a team decision, of course, and you need someone to really stand it up and you counted on that occasion. Got to it there.
You're also doing really well to keep the defensive organization, sharpening these instructions. These will be defining moments with the safety concern and Algeria are very, very lethal.
Just making sure that everything's soak up the pressure and just still make the pass despite the fact that they got the play coming towards them.
You have to trust in the system, you have to trust in the way your teammates are giving up for themselves. It's expected that their precision, the passing, especially in the ball of the face.
Because the fact that they're very technical effects, catch some out because they will come in hard, and it's just showing us, that you don't really come up I'm going to make sure that you get deserved, and of course, the end result being a free kick. But they don't have to be last, first minute of the game, of course, we see this scenario is set up with the chance to throw it into the other side, this is an surely. basic business, and others who are actually holding it and trying the right past off it.
It's a very highly tactical game in terms of just how the Algerians are deploying the counter press. They really want to press the ball as soon as they lose it.
This is the for an Aurora to let in Zamani. We'll sit into the match just a little bit too far away from Blue. See, that's the right word to get the ball out wide and put it in the capacity. Just 19 units of age with the young players in this squad who understanding how they can touch it. Because it's one, if you've got a player on your, just in your shadows, you're sure that you're not going to be able to do anything. That's what I like about the players is that they just don't give you an inch.
Yeah, it's important to really try and track your mark because of the mobility.
Sure, there's a moment to get a little sniff and a little chance. You've got to take it in this Botswana, of course, proven striker playing for us, Masters in the league, and for us. Just at least she's spamming the 6 minutes. She's still in there was a little window, a little opening. Ball goes just like big shots. Just the ball shots need to take one of them to get the set off on the back of the net. Which shots no goals.
Yeah, that's what it takes. A little bit of room that you actually need to make sure that you maximize them.
It's going to be one just by 1 or 2 shots. Good strikers will stand on the stand and find that little bit of space as you fully know,
Yeah, no, what's in with the top games is when I'm going to get as many opportunities.
It's a great ball that is into the penalty area as you get that ball back to the it's a shot! It's a fantastic goal! Left-footed by Kasuri! Beautifully driven there. The defensive wants to be
team kind of playing so confident in the passage of play, the ball leading to that goal, playing between the lines, playing to the strength, cut back, lost with that, just possessing, that should be a foul. A deep ball towards into the path of Botswana, who brings the ball back. Look at that pull back pass. That's absolutely deadly for any forwards. It takes a little bit of a deflection and of course a little bit of an emotional posture, but any ball comes back that is ideal for any midfielder, as you know, because you've got yourself on the end of the loose shots before where that sweet right foot was. Here you just strike it in because it's running onto a ball that's just coming into your path. There's no better strike you can get. Absolutely, I think the intelligence of taking the defenders out of the critical positions to allow the midfield to come through his ball coming into the goal into space. It's up to Botswana to try and hit it back, but leading to the 10 minutes, most definitely put them in a very good position as the whole team picks up and lean in. Success. Former PSG player as well. Every stop the game in practice and best you will not play on it. It's a team who goes down, it's just a little bit of contact and just a little bit of pain, of course, and totally understand. Catch up with the knees. Doesn't really took that hard knock, but it's always just about anticipation. The mobility, when you're going into those tackles, it's easy at the first, you get over, so just to avoid the clash of the knees. Yeah, knees really I'm a big fan of course. You can
is never good at and then he leaves the forward fast cat. He's really his absence that ends in the industry. Should be back in maybe the second or the third game, but the fact is that it's just horrible. The injuries and it's the footballers, you know, the biggest enemy, isn't it? I suppose. He's working for an Algeria. They hit the ball quite deep. They just have pushed the ball forward. It's been cleared once again by Mogoti. But Algeria basically conducting the game, orchestrating and being in control of the ball is something they've obviously talked about because more possession than they have, the more they can do with it. Instead of Botswana to put pressure and try and get hold of the possession and trying to play their own game. At the moment, Algeria looking strong.
Combination playing in the half phases and between the lines, really trying to draw the line out of the positions.
The Brunei has the best of the limited space, it's inside 19 goals. Good work for Larry to the further field. He stopped FC Fleury player again in France and started playing for them in 2023. Good and strong challenge coming over on the left hand side from Bulumu. Working hard as well. But look at it. High ball. Dealt with by the Botswana defence. There's Fitz more Harry, 29-year-old. Cameroon United. A lot of players who play for Cameroon United. They've got a very good structure in Botswana. This is the reason why you look at the midfield, like Malloy and Nasty Valesi. Macquarie, of course, is all playing for Cameroon United, and then of course we've got a couple of players as well, Malloy, as we mentioned before, but it's sort of structure with players fighting know each other, and I think that's going to be an important theme throughout this competition. The more synergy, the more chemistry that these players have got in the teams that are playing, of course, the more easier it is to help to structure this stuff and get those tactics right. Community as well in the starting lineup in the squad. Just really allows us to connect a lot of my better. Can see the defense organization, the guest players is dropping the putting them into the own half as they're very compact, they know what it is that they need to do. So picking up the pressure because of the momentum is still with the Algerians. That makes me thinking about having to see that goal and understanding that this where they want to be in this position and they want to try and get it back and being pushed and being forced to play deep. You know, how's the coach, trying and turning things around when it's like that? I think that it's you shouldn't really panic. That's why I'm just really being opposed to Botswana. 15 minutes into the game, we just rush into fight back, but you have to stay consistent in it. Again, you can see that the defense will be stupid, they'll be vigilant, they'll also be diligent, and we need to be physical as well. So, the ball away from Bulekele and Didebe and Johannes, of course, is going to be primordial for Algeria because we have to get out and get hold of the ball. Yeah, looking at how they rotate the ball. Very easy, very calm, always wanting to find and then able to free. It's well read. It's a little too easy for the interception there, which is picking the ball up from Kashuli. I like the way that Kashuli, she protects in the midfield, she moves, she's basically given the chance to just run in that midfield, like a typical number 10, if you like. It's, she does have the reputation and the swagger and the ability just to give herself all of that sort of ability to do what she wants. Yeah, you have the tenacity to play in that role. That's the incredible ability of the formation of 4-3-3 that allows the midfielders to change to the position and really allow the two number 8s as well to get out of the position and get into the midfield, strikers up top, strikers up, allow you to get that exit up there. So it's really to see that the Algerians really are much more tactical superior. At the moment, They can't make mistakes coming in Botswana. They just be so slick. They go out the ball. You know, they could see the second goal, so they need to be smart about this. They also need to be present. When you have a free kick just in the halfway line, it just enables them to try and produce something from this position. It's like it is. For a little more from the middle way, but the other hand, we have too much ball left. It's not as if, you know, we've been watching Algeria really push forward to Botswana and next to themselves, you know, a little bit of confidence from some phases of attack. Puts them in a good position, maybe tested and goalkeeper, of course, balancing the ball around. Really had much to do with for 18 minutes. That's a good chest stand, that's really nicely worked. It's a good ball left to the right hand side. It just gives them the ability to get the ball out, get it crossover. It's not ideal. The fluff, doesn't it? It's better to try and get that decent crossover. Amber's the defense works at this possessing Botswana. Lead by Botswana. They go again in the midfield to work in the magic, passing the ball around and over to Algeria. Opportunity, and ways of course is Betty. There's the field pass right over to the other side from the full and after the ball, the little scratch there, and it was nicely linked through to the passage. You couldn't really get any force behind the shot, but nicely worked.
Yeah, it's really impressive to see the Algerians once they get into that final third. Precision in passing, rotation, the mobility as well. Just have a very intelligent keeping out the original position of wide cutting and playing a little bit, but just opening that's why the overlap.
Wonderful skills there, but a little bit of contact. Just coming away from Tourniquet. You can see these players getting back to the defense. It's not as if it's the rest of the touch, the rest of the chest. She would have loved to have done a little bit of forward behind that. That's good defensive work. Chance for Algeria to push forward once again through the middle of the race. Shot it! It's gone a little bit too high and wide. But again, the attacking threat there coming from Algeria. If it's not a mirror old Abraham, then of course it's a Kashuidi or Botswana or Botswana. They do have good, prolific midfield forward players who can capable of striking from distance.
But also just understanding they can trust the team and with the ball at feet. Able to play just between the lines, making sure that that someone else is coming, underlapping, overlapping. There's just always options in the final third.
Starting to work on from your teammates.
It's really impressive.
For the Botswana. Well, looking to set up a chance, half chance. To keep hold of possession. I mean, they're just buzzing around midfield. It is quite complicated. Oh, lovely piece of work there. That was just sensational left. Pushing forward once again. Danger. Every time that they get themselves into those dangerous pockets of space, they turn and they find a gap. There's a chance to go. Nice start to Botswana. Puts on a right foot. She tries to unleash a rocket shot from the side of the penalty area. It gets muffled in terms of decibels. Dealt with by a procedure finally.
How about that reverse pass?
Sumptuous, absolutely sumptuous. Love the way that, you know, how to get rid of your marker. I love the way, you know, look at the balance, look at the footwork. I mean, it's poetry in motion. Yalla, they're going again, and the ball comes down, and it's a chance for the old grab. She goes down, and they will pull the ball back. It's Botswana who they get up to do it. The ball picked up by Melissa Betty. Pass back to Belkhatia. Khalati. Oh, look at the touch. That should have been gold coming from Amira Old-Braham. The touch just letting her down, a shake of the head. If she would have controlled that ball to her feet, I mean, come on, that was pinpoint precision.
Patient build-up from the back. And they see an opportunity, bypassing that midfield with the long ball forward. And yeah, indeed, that first touch just letting her down.
Just sneaked underneath her foot just as she was about to. She'll probably blame it on the water that was on the pitch pre-match. But in any case, it's 1-0 for Algeria here against Botswana, and as it stands, Algeria provisionally, and this is provisionally of course because we're going on the 3-0 win for Nigeria over Tunisia in the earlier match. They are in second position, and Botswana in third, with Tunisia at the fourth place. The two best third place teams will qualify for the quarterfinals of this competition, just to give you the lay of the land. So everything to play for right through until the very end. All three games are going to be vital. Ball picked up again. Betty, like the way that she's got a little bit of swashbuckling style to her play. You never know which way she's going to go. Lofted chip over towards Busaha, and got to clear the ball. Don't play with it in your own backyard, otherwise you'll get into trouble. Fighting for everything. Great work. His balloon. Busaha just gets knocked over, and big challenge there coming from Maigotsi, the Double Action FC player, 32 years of age. I think she realizes that Lina Busaha has got that Midas touch. I love the way that you've got no idea where she's going to go.
Yeah, very unpredictable. She's very slick. She's very mobile. And that's why you just have to keep reiterating that it's always just about anticipation. There's no need to rush into a tackle, especially in those dangerous areas.
She's got a wonderful touch inside of her foot, outside of the foot, and I think that whichever way she wants to go, she can. And that basically, that first touch of hers, is worth its weight in gold, because afterwards she's got great speed and acceleration. She'll race onto her own ball, and then afterwards she can shoot with both feet. And I think that gives her an advantage, because she's looking very wily at the moment. I wouldn't like to be the defender marking her. I'm just telling you.
That's why we come up with taglines or tag names that's a complete football player.
Definitely. Kashuni. Let's see where this goes. Here is Kashuni, goes for goal. It's goal. That's a little bit wide of the target, but a fine strike with that right foot. Just thought that she was going to go for it, of course. So we're looking very dangerous. Just pulled it a little bit. "25 minutes in, look at the possession there. 29.1%. As we see Busaha, she's gone for the shot. That wasn't too far away, was it? And she just lofted it over. She was kind of pointing towards a teammate who's cross or shot, it doesn't matter. The fact is, it wasn't too far off.
She takes it really well on her chest onto her path, which is incredible technical ability. She looks up to try and see and find a teammate. Look at that with the outside of the foot, all the finesse, the confidence. Yeah, just that final pass letting her down. Brilliant idea, though.
Well, again, it's just... It's very difficult and very tricky. It's deceiving for the players, for these Botswana defenders to try and understand what part of the body she's going to use. Another free kick. And as I said, you've got a player who's got a wonderful touch like that. It's going to be very complicated for anybody. Hands going up on the neck on Betty. She's back up on her feet. And again, doing what Betty does really well. That's a good ball as well. She made sure that pass was definitely going to a teammate. And of course, not just anybody, Mira Old-Braham. And the fact is that she was still being tightly marked, but she still got it to her teammate.
Yep. I think she uses her strength very well. That is Betty. She knows she loves the 1v1 situations, creates an opportunity, but also doesn't over-elaborate on the ball, always looking to just minus the defender and get an open teammate to pass to.
At the moment, I think that Alex Malete and the Zebras, a little bit frustrated, haven't really got themselves into the Algerian half, and maybe that will change going into the second half. Maybe it'll change going into the second half of the first half as well. I mean, the fact is that they've got to get themselves a little bit more possession. 29.1%, not that much. And they're just tidying things up, and there's Botswana goes down. And more frustration there as the challenge that came in. As obviously forced the referee to blow the whistle. Free kick. Titibi with the challenge, just throwing herself into that, and of course flying off her feet. There's no doubt that that was a free kick. And a bit of work here for Matumelo Bosija of the Mamelodi Sundowns. She's got great reflexes, by the way. This the goalkeeper. She's very effective. She's a very safe force at the back, a calming force for the defence. But this is dangerous now because Algeria are dangerous, and they'll be looking to try and get a second goal. Dafoe with a shot. It goes in. Not a great save. That is just top quality coming from Bosija. Oh my, oh my. Get out of there. That is not coming through. And she collapses to the ground, but just look at this save. The shot was sublime, over the wall, going into the corner. Look how she reaches across. We talk about the reflexes. That had venom and force, but she still kept it out.
Yeah, she kept her eyes on the ball. That's what we talk about. Football, good football all around. The technique as well from Dafoe. It's very difficult from that position to try and get the ball to dip just around the wall, but still get it on target.
Resulting corner for Algeria, 30th minute, looking for a second goal. It comes over again. Sublime goalkeeping from Matumelo Bosija. And Boutaleb being warned by the referee not to get involved and get tagged up with the goalkeeper. And it's, I think it's a free kick rather than a kick out, hence the reason it was the warning on Ines Boutaleb. Put on the ground, taken. 15 minutes remaining here. Kashuni with the one goal.
I'm still thinking about that save. That has to be... that has to go down as one of the top saves of the tournament.
Oh, I mean, absolutely. That was spectacular. It really was. I mean, you know...
Sheesh.
Just the way that she actually got there. That was not in her... That was out of reach.
Yep.
That was unearthly.
Jeepers. I know goalkeepers don't really get the praise. They don't really get, you know, the players of the match in such games, because I guess the attackers are the ones who come up with decisive sort of goals. But that, for me, it's a total standout, eh?
No, I mean, it's worth 2 goals, isn't it?
Yeah, of course.
We're not going to go into that. We're not going to bend the rules. Would we? Never.
Nah, that's top draw stuff.
Really good. Sensational. Botswana in the Algerian half momentarily. And there's the throw from Okawe. Clearance. Not a perfect clearance, but and it's a high kick up into the air by Dafoe. Smashed into the face of Boutaleb. She seems to be okay. Then a throw-in that will be taken by Nagotsi. Plenty of experience, the 32-year-old. Oh, that was nearly a poor pass that could have ended with a bad result. And Gazi Bumrah, it's the first time she's really got involved in this, and she kicks the ball straight to Tulakele. She must be kicking herself, thinking that was a freebie.
Yep.
Control just letting her down. Betty Strong challenge there just to get in the way of Molloy. It's going to be a free kick for Botswana. So just build their confidence, just getting into the opponent's half and just working a free kick. You know, it's these are set pieces that would have worked in the, you know, the training ground in the build-up to this match.
Yeah, I think they understand the pressure and intensity of the game. They've been soaking up the pressure. Defensive organization has been also good.
Well, it's a long-range shot and, well, maybe a little bit too far out to really hurt Ngazi Bumrah. But I think that, you know, at the end of the day, you've got to understand that she hasn't really done much. We talked about how you can, you know, get cramp and stuff like that. And Ngazi Bumrah, she's barely touched the ball, the Olympic Marseille goalkeeper. Plenty of experience, don't get me wrong. But the fact is that, you know, if you're just, you know, hanging around in your goal, watching the game, then all of a sudden something happens, that can, like, sort of, you know, you can get caught in the lights.
Absolutely.
Nicely passed over to Makawe. Kawe tries to drill the ball over off the outside of her boot. Betty. And Busaha. Busaha switching flanks, of course, and oh, there is, she's taking the ball on. Busaha, can she get a shot in? She's pushed it too far. And now she's in a little bit of trouble. Tanda goes down. There's a little bit of contact in the face, and it's just a flailing arm, but a flailing arm can end with the referee blowing the whistle, but I think that she had a chance to try and get a shot in, and it was probably one of the earlier moments in that run, but afterwards it ends with Botswana picking up possession, Amanda.
Yeah, Botswana almost getting caught. They did really well to recover.
Osija. Dealt with by Galati. Good situation, need to get in there first. Botswana midfield need to calmly get their foot on the ball. And just a little bit of pressure. The pressure's good, Amanda, for Botswana. That's what they want to try and keep that up and make life a little bit more complicated. They've had it pretty much all their way, but Johanna's doing a good job. And another free kick, of course, and another free kick which is in an even better position there. There's the contact, a little bit of a Morgan Belkatir defensive play down in the corner. Farid Benstiti. Vocal to his players. Let's see where this is going to go. It's Ketumetse Tebe who will be taking this, looks like.
Yeah, she's one of the set-piece specialists for Botswana. Sweet left foot on her.
Straight into the penalty area. Well, there's an attempt to try and get a touch to it, and I like the style. I like what they did there because it was intriguing and it made life a little bit more complicated. Mohawi finally taking it and drilling it directly towards the goalkeeper.
Yep, good creativity. Catches Gazi on the bounce just before it gets to her. Good pressure as well from the likes of Molloy running into and influxing that box, and that's what you need just to throw in and commit more numbers.
That's a little bit too close for comfort, and that was a wasted opportunity. Watch out, Lina Busaha. Oh, she shows a little bit too much of the ball, but the still in possession, racing down here is Betty. She won't get there in time. That's great running back. That really is from Moncho. 34 years of age, one of the oldest players on the pitch, but still racing around like a teenager.
Yeah, stalwart. One of those players that you can trust, especially in that centre-back position. Centre-back positioning, pairing of Moncho, Tanda, Belletti sometimes also deployed in that centre-back position, but this time around, just getting into that midfield to really try and cement a position there.
She gets the ball again, Busaha. Nicely done. Oh, they're not clearing the ball. You don't want to have Busaha in possession in the penalty box with a chance to try and flick the ball to one of her teammates. You've got to get rid of it as quickly as possible. I think that we've understood that. Belletti doing well. Picked up, high ball going right over the top. Goalkeeper not going out for that. There's the header! Oh my word, that was so close. And it just bounces past the left post. But again, you've got to look at old Braham working her magic with that header there, as we just appreciate the wonderful drone images here. And I'm pretty impressed that you do commentary and you're actually operating the drone at the same time, Amanda. You really are a multitasker.
You know what they say about women, we're really good at multitasking.
Very impressive, honestly. You know, just doing a great job there. There's the great images, great angles as well. The clearance not great, and a little bit of a shake of the head. Listen, I think that if Alex Malete can get through this the next 7 or 8 minutes, go into the changing rooms, you know, just 1-0 down or with an equaliser, they'll be in a good place coming out into the second half. But they've got to be careful and not make any mistakes at the back, because there's danger lurking all the time. Ball comes out to the left-hand side. Watch out! It's Busaha with the left-footed strike that goes just wide of the target.
Yep, she's moving everywhere in that final third. Like you said, it's almost that free roll that you give to a number 10 or number 8, and she does really well. Interchanging of ball position, interchanging of positions as well from the players. It's the second ball, they recycle it. There's always an opening.
I mean, if the communication's good and everybody's, you know, knows exactly what they're doing the moment that the call is made and it's done quickly, I'm all for, you know, switching of positions. And to have players who can play in various different positions, I find they go 8 shots to 0 for Botswana, as we can see. I find that, you know, it's like, I don't know, it's like the modern player needs to be able to switch positions. I'm not saying defender to striker, or, you know, why not? But, you know, very much midfield, forward, left, right. You know, that's all very important in the modern game, I find.
Yeah, mobility at its best, tactical flexibility as well. Sometimes, yes, it's good. The rigidness, it's just to keep the shape, but you have to be mobile to try and get into the spaces so you can get on the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. Tidied up, passed back by Ditebe. Just using Tanda. Gabo Tanda, 32-year-old. She's the only player in this Botswanan team who actually plays over in Zambia for the Green Buffaloes. And of course, Zambia, we know, have the Copper Queens. Solid team. That's nicely done. That is from Okawi, just getting rid of Betty. And a high ball that doesn't really go over and get into the path of her teammate over on the right-hand side, Johannes. Belkatia. There's Betty. You can see the constant running from Busaha. She's putting in the kilometers. It's opened out. There she is on the right-hand side. She's just carved it all open. Tries to get the ball across. Oh, a little bit of contact enabled the goalkeeper, Busija, to pounce on that. Otherwise, you know where it was going to go.
Fortuitous touch there for Botswana. Busija just getting to the end of that. Otherwise, that cut back probably would have led to a goal-scoring opportunity.
Oh, this again, just slick, sweet touches that enable Algeria to just put themselves in a good commanding position. 2 players down for Botswana. Free kick going. A little bit clumsy there. Well, there's Ditebe, look at that. And that's the scything challenge there from Belkader. And 2 players down, 1 back up. And Alex Malete trying to just keep everything together. What are your thoughts on Botswana? What do they need to adjust going into the second half?
I think for me it has to be 3 things. They need to neutralize Defoe. She is the orchestrator of everything for Algeria. every play, every progression into midfield, bypassing the midfield, that first pass forward is coming from her. They need to get maybe a Radiokan to drop a little bit deeper so that she doesn't get that free movement. But also, they're playing behind the midfielders. They're finding those passages and empty spaces to run in between the lines, which is quite deadly for them. So I think that for me will be the conversation in the change room to try and switch things up in the middle. If they go 1v1, that would be better, but they should still have options for an outlet. I think Tsolagele is a little bit isolated. 1v4 defenders at the back doesn't really give her an opportunity.
I mean, it also, means that they've got to really, have connections in the midfield just to make those passes, but also tee things up. There's nothing wrong with taking shots from the outside when you've got a rigid, a set of four, solid defenders at the back who can make life very complicated. And at the moment, they're strong, aren't they? They're not doing anything wrong, but they're playing more attacking football than they are defensive football at the moment. Very well played, and Tsolagele. Well, that's good battling. I think there's a handball. Otherwise, see, the moment that they get tangled up, you can see that there's Phoenix, surrounding them and just making sure that there's no way out, and that doesn't make it easy for them. I think that there needs to be a little bit more communication off the ball to make themselves available, and they need to shift a little bit more when they're in possession, because otherwise they clamp them, and they're making life very complicated at the moment. This Algerian side, we always knew they were going to be technical, but they're causing problems for Botswana in the midfield.
Yep. And I know Botswana are quite rigid in their tactical approach, always wanting to deploy two sitters in that midfield, the likes of Baletse and Molloy, but will they have the courage to really switch things up and maybe have one anchor?
Yep. Because it's a 4-5-1 formation, of course, for Botswana, and you get the impression that it's like it's something, it's more like a 9-1, isn't it, at the moment, because of that midfield section that's just being they're running around in circles because of the Algerian technical finesse. Amanda, now you're just turning into something quite magical now with that angle with your drone.
It's beautiful shots.
3 minutes of added time. Belkatia just getting in the way, getting the ball to Busaha. She touched, the touch is sublime. Getting the ball off to Kashuni. They go forward once again. This is the construction, the foundation work that they produce. And a defensive header that gets the ball out of play. It's going to be a corner. And well, as you can see, we're into added time. So it's just about stalling and preventing. And they've got to be vigilant because they could take a short corner quickly here, Algeria. They're already racing down. Keeping it tight, keeping it rigid in defence, making sure that they clear this and watch out for the runners. There's a group of 3 players moving into different directions. There's the header, it's not a bad one. Players queuing up on the outside of the penalty box. The shot comes in, it's not a bad one as well. Saved perfectly there by the goalkeeper, Buzija as well. Good work and good shot there coming from Betty, who is over on the other side this time. Look at the way that she races back into position. They're very fit, aren't they, the Algerian players? Defoe, this time, pass not going as planned. Tanded as well. Not the right pass. Can't drop your heads, you've got to get back up and go again. This is where Algeria will just take advantage if you do.
Yep. Critical phase of the game, 5 minutes or 3 minutes into added time, just before the game ends, you usually lose concentration, and that's where Algeria can really punish them.
Morgan Belkatia, Saint-Etienne player on loan from Marseille, originally from the south of France, on the coast, on the Mediterranean. Opposite Algeria, La Ciotat, it's where they build boats. There you go, there's your fact, Amanda, for today. The boat building capital of France. There we go. La Ciotat. I don't know where this is going. I'm just going to stop now. There you go. See, that's a good idea. I like what they're trying to do. Tulekele, that ball hadn't got past Galati, then they would have been on for something quite interesting. Got to be a little bit more precise with the passing, you know, but it's not much. And look where she is now. Lina Bosaha should be probably playing in goal by the end of the second half. She is absolutely everywhere. Fabulous play there for the Al Nassr player, who on this occasion doesn't manage to link up and deal with that, but Moncho is the player who's working hard over on that far side too.
Yeah, it just speaks to the fitness levels, the endurance as well of the players.
They survived the first half in terms of allowing Algeria to score a second goal, but here at the Perjego Stadium, I think that we can most definitely say that Algeria, they're bossing possession, they're looking strong with the ball at their feet, they're playing good, fine technical football, but at half-time scores, Algeria 1, Botswana 0. She used to play for PS.
This is the top 14. Another season of the collision between the best teams in the league. The intensity is building up. The ball has landed. Whoa! That tackle! The shoulders come in, the scrum is locked. Don't miss top 14 rugby action. Catch all this action everywhere for everyone on SABC Plus and SABC Sport. Proudly brought to you by SABC Sport.
Yeah, boy, yes, it is that time of the week. NBA Life signs in.
The game is bigger than just basketball. It's a whole lifestyle.
The first half comes to an end in dramatic fashion.
But NBA, double hot. You think I'm lying? Bona when yourself.
This is where style meets skill and legends are made. Catch all the culture, the highlights, and the stories that make the NBA. NBA Live, Thursdays at 6:30 on SABC Sport Channel and Sundays at 1 on SABC2. Also available at your fingertips on SABC Plus. Proudly brought to you by SABC Sport. For the love of the game.
This is the NFC TV.
It's a special edition of LSE 20.
Yep, it brings you the latest league news and highlights.
Liverpool FC could not stop smiling.
Across goal,
From insightful analysis and interviews.
glorious, glorious Liverpool goal.
You've announced your retirement from football at the end of this season. 7 years with Liverpool, 5 of those as captain as well.
Back-to-back score updates.
Sheer persistence from Cody Gakpo.
Such as the big win by Liverpool this year at the Premier League. Catch all this epic action and updates everywhere for everyone on SABC Plus and SABC Sport. Proudly brought to you by SABC Sport.
Here we go then with the referee blowing the whistle. Mauritania, and we get this game underway. Algeria playing in white against Botswana, of course, in blue, black, and white. Into the midfield with Defoe. Looks like passing here, of course. They like to pass the ball around. They like to understand. They've been at the training camp at the National Technical Centre in Sidi Moussa in Algeria. Kazami getting rid of the ball. Look at Marseille centre back.
Yeah, and of course, and with the tight game as this one won't get as many opportunities.
That's a great ball that is into the box here as we picked up ball back as well as anybody at the end of it. There's a shot! It's a fantastic goal! Left-footed by Kalasuri! Beautifully driven there. It was pulled back by Defensor.
playing to that goal, playing between the lines, playing to their strengths, a cutback, starts with that, just dispossessing. Of course, I thought that should have been a foul.
That is what Melissa Betty, a deep ball down towards into the path of Boutelle, who brings the ball back. Look at that pull back pass. That is absolutely, deadly for any forwards. It takes a little bit of a deflection, of course, and that's a little bit of an unfortunate off-show. But any ball that comes back there is ideal for any midfielder, as you know, because you've got yourself on the end of those shots before with that sweet right foot of yours. When you just drive it in, because running onto a ball that's just coming into your path, there's no better strike that you can get. 25 minutes in, look at the possession there. 29.1% as we see Botswana. She's gone for the shot. That wasn't too far away, was it? And she just lofted it over. She was kind of pointing towards a teammate who's cross or shot, it doesn't matter. The fact is it wasn't too far off.
She takes it really well on her chest onto her path, which is incredible technical ability. She looks up to try and see and find a teammate. Look at that with the outside of the foot, all the finesse, the confidence. Just that final pass letting her down. Brilliant idea though.
Zebras a little bit frustrated, haven't really got themselves into the Algerian half, and maybe that will change going into the second half. Maybe it'll change going into the second half of the first half as well. I mean, the fact is that they've got to get themselves a little bit more possession. 29.1%, not that much. And they're just tidying things up, and there's Boutelle goes down. And more frustration there as the challenge that came in. As obviously forced the referee to blow the whistle. Free kick to Tippy with the challenge, just throwing herself into that, and of course flying off her feet. There's no doubt that that was a free kick. And a bit of work here for Matumelo Bosija of the Mamelodi Sundowns. She's got great reflexes, by the way. This the goalkeeper. She's very effective. She's a very safe force at the back, a calming force for the defence. But this is dangerous now because Algeria are dangerous, and they'll be looking to try and get a second goal. Dafoe with a shot, it goes in! Not a great save! That is just top quality coming from Bosija. Oh my, get out of there, that is not coming through. And she collapses to the ground, but just look at this save. The shot was sublime, over the wall, going into the corner. How she reaches across, we talk about the reflexes. That had venom and force, but she still kept it out.
Yeah, she kept her eyes on the ball. That's what we talk about, football, good football all around. The technique as well from Dafoe. It's very difficult from that position to try and get the ball to dip just around the wall, but still get it on target.
Resulting corner for Algeria, 30th minute. Looking for a second goal, it comes over. Again, sublime goalkeeping from Matumelo Bosija. Straight into the penalty area. Well, there's an attempt to try and get a touch to it, and I like the style. I like what they did there because it was intriguing and it made life a little bit more complicated. Mohawi finally taking it and drilling it directly towards the goalkeeper.
Yep, good creativity. Catches Ghazi on the bounce just before it gets to her. Good pressure as well from the likes of Molloy running into and influxing that box, and that's what you need just to throw in and commit more numbers.
That's a little bit too close for comfort, and that was a wasted opportunity. Watch out, Lina Boutelle. Oh, she shows a little bit too much of the ball, but they still in possession. Racing down here is Betty. She won't get there in time. That's great running back. That really is from Moncho. 34 years of age, one of the oldest players on the pitch, but still racing around like a teenager.
Yeah, stalwart. One of those players that you can trust, especially in that centre-back position.
Go into the changing rooms, you know, just 1-0 down or with an equaliser. They'll be in a good place coming out into the second half, but they've got to be careful and not make any mistakes at the back, because there's danger lurking all the time. Ball comes out to the left-hand side. Watch out. It's Busaha with the left-footed strike that goes just wide of the target.
Yep, she's moving everywhere in that final third. Like you said, it's almost that free roll that you give to a number 10 or number 8, and she does really well. Interchanging of ball position, interchanging of positions as well from the players. It's the second ball, they recycle it. There's always an opening.
Katia. There's Betty. You can see the constant running from Busaha. She's putting in the kilometres. It's opened out. There she is on the right-hand side. She's just carved it all open. Tries to get the ball across. A little bit of contact enabled the goalkeeper Busija to pounce on that. Otherwise, you know where it was going to go.
The endurance as well of the players.
They survived the first half in terms of allowing Algeria to score a second goal, but here at the Perjego Stadium, I think that we can most definitely say that Algeria, they're bossing possession, they're looking strong with the ball at their feet, they're playing good, fine technical football, but half-time scores, Algeria 1, Botswana 0.
This is the Total Energies Women's Africa Cup of Nations Morocco 2024. Experience the huge contest between South Africa and Ghana this Monday, 7 July at 5:30 p.m. Streaming live on SABC Plus, SABC Sport on DTT Channel 4 and S3. Also available on SABC radio stations at 6 p.m. Where Africa competes, South Africa connects. Proudly brought to you by SABC Sport.
SAFTA award-winning reality show The Tastemaster SA is back every Tuesday evening at 7:30 on SABC2.
They hit, it's tense.
The ovens are hot, but the competition is even hotter as 10 culinary talents compete for over 200,000 Rand in prizes.
Oh, you can feel the palpable chaotic energy.
Watch as they take on weekly cooking challenges and present their best dishes to impress celebrity chef Zola Nene.
The pressure is getting worse. Clock is ticking.
They're all hungry to win, but only one will taste the title.
Oh no, the situation is unraveling. I am panicking. Oh, the time is going. The Tastemaster kitchen does not wait for anyone.
Catch the new season of The Tastemaster SA. Tuesday evenings at 7:30, repeat Wednesdays at 1 and Sundays at 4 p.m. Only on SABC2.
And the table is set for us to be served with a delicious football.
On a return to international football. That is it. That is the final whistle. South Africa, after 5 attempts, have finally claimed glory in the Women's Africa Cup of Nations final. They achieved immortality as they claim their first title.
South Africa, show your love and support for the WAFCON defending champions by Banyana Banyana. Witness the Total Energies Women's Africa Cup of Nations Morocco 2024. From 5 to 26 July 2025 on SABC Plus, S3, SABC Sport on DTT Channel 4 and SABC radio stations. Proudly brought to you by SABC Sport.
60 years ago, I embarked on a journey to understand the places and the people of this amazing planet we live on. But time moves on, and so do we. Now I'm going back to see what happened to the places and the people I used to know. All these years later, what remains of the wild places? Is there still time for us to make a difference on this small planet?
The longest snake in the world.
A remarkable and thought-provoking documentary series, Wild World Diaries. Friday, 7:30, SABC2.
This is the top 14. Another season of the collision between the best teams in the league. The intensity is building up. The ball has landed. Whoa! That tackle! The shoulders come in, the scrum is locked. Don't miss top 14 rugby.
Now we've got to turn it on.
Yep, an opportunity in the second half to see what the coach has really tried to deploy now as a tactic coming into this half, the conversations that they've been having in the change room. But I think I still compliment Botswana. They've stayed strong, resolute. Score margin is still 1-0. Anything can happen from this point on.
As we wait for the referee to blow the whistle, I've seen Samassa of Mauritania. And this is the aerial shot that we have here at the Pejego Stadium. Ready to get the game underway. Here we go, and it's time for Algeria and Botswana to enter the second part of this opening encounter. And again, strong defensive work. Kazami working well with Gelati. Picked up and taken forward. Tafur. Algeria showed us that they like to make slick passes and really just dominate possession, and bossing that possession has been, you know, a flavour of their game that we've that they'll be very happy with. And I'm sure that when you're actually, you know, Farid Ben saying, look, we've had more of a fair share of, you know, playing in the group stages, but we've never managed to get out of it. This is our year. Well, the way that they played so far, they're looking very strong, Amanda.
Yeah, looking very strong. 242 total passes in the first half. Therefore, instrumental. Does really well to take the ball out of the congested areas and really recycle the ball, and it allows them to really get into those dangerous positions.
And they've just found some magic, haven't they? Just shrugging off players. Bit of pressure here at the back. Tulakele trying to latch onto that, and Ghazi Bumrah. And we saw that there was a couple of moments where she was a little bit spooked. That's not bad, that's better play. Need to get the shot in. And they need to try and find a way of breaching this defence. And it's been picked up by Belkhatir. Calmly. Finding Betty. Betty really put in a fine shift, 19 years of age and playing like she's been part of this squad for a very long time. Just comfortable on the ball, making the right passing moments, and just looking solid. That's a great ball over to the right-hand side as well. Again, just working their magic. Ines Boutaleb as an overlap if she needs to make the pass. She does. There's the cross, far post, high onto the nets and out of play. Much to the relief of Matumelo Bosija, who provided us with what was undoubtedly the best save that we've seen. I mean, we've only been here for we've only had a few days. It's the fourth game, you know, in 2 days, but it is most definitely the best we've seen so far.
No, absolutely, and that's the kind of save I think that will give Botswana the confidence. She's really done well to keep Botswana in the game.
Another defensive header there from Rosalind Kazami for Olympique Marseille, just like a goalkeeper, of course. Belkhatir on loan to Saint-Etienne. Of course, rivals of Olympique Lyonnais from Marseille. Big Marseille connection. Well, just knocked off. This is better, isn't it? Bellamou, and an early corner within the first few minutes for Botswana. And, well, I think that the message has come across that, you know, they need more possession, and they're definitely getting it in these opening minutes.
Need more possession, but also don't be afraid to press the ball. Try and push them back, force them back.
Corner down this right side. Referee just calming things down. There's a few shenanigans in the penalty area. And there is Tanda just getting caught up with Khalati, the captain. Gangon she plays for in Brittany. Here's the corner, high into the penalty box, and the ball bounces on the edge of the penalty box, but there's no one there to really tidy things up and get a decent shot in. That's nicely done. Good ball down to the right-hand side. Lovely pullback. So that's great work. And Tola Kelly, she knew that she's being shadowed every way. And well, with Karshuni, she's got that experience. Of course, she won't throw herself into the challenge, but they still managed to keep possession again for a corner.
Yeah, Tolagele with her experience, also playing for Mamelodi Sundowns, the exposure to competitiveness. She reads the game very well, uses her body to her strength, and obviously really winning a corner.
Front post header. And why not a little shot? Well, it could have, if it had a little bit more velocity, maybe a little touch there from Tulekele would have resulted in a goal, but it was a little bit too tame, wasn't it, for Ngazi Bumrah, but still. Belkatia trying to thread the ball through to her teammate Betty of FC Nantes. In fact, Old Braham, Melissa, Betty both playing for the Canaries. Brought over to the left-hand side. There's Bulamu. Oh, that's a very stiff challenge. Both players down and in some pain. That's quite nasty. I think that when both players hit quite hard, that was... get the impression it was more 50-50 when I actually saw it, but the fact we'll see this both going in at the same time. Look at this. No, okay, oof. That is going to be very painful.
Oof. Yeah, Malloy is going to be the one who's going to be in pain the most. Saw the jerk of the knee. That one can be really painful.
Well, medics straight up, and she's on her feet, but she is in some pain, isn't she? And Billamu's also down on the ground, not up onto her feet just yet. Crikey, I don't know how you deal with that kind of a hit, because she seems to be okay. She's made of titanium, Amanda. Impressive. The magic spray, the magic sponge always works a treat. There's more concern, I think, for Inyas Bulamu. But those challenges, you know, in the midfield, you know, you always talk about the big tackles when two players come in like juggernauts and they get tangled up like that, you know, in no man's land, no woman's land. I think that, you know, you've obviously got to read the situation and realize that, you know, it's a complicated affair, and should you put in so much effort when you get into that kind of a challenge? And she's picking up the yellow card, Bulamu, rather.
Very unfortunate, because she was running with the ball and the momentum just carries her onto it. It's always difficult to shy away from the challenge, but always advise that if it is that you're late in that 50-50, it's always just better to shy away from the tackle.
I think she flew in with her feet, so it was like sort of, you know, it was kind of like a, you know, a scything challenge, whereas if she'd have stood up, it wouldn't have been, you know, they would have just come front on. But I think going down, you're always going to take a player down, and then there's legs all over the place.
Yeah.
Anyway, here's the resulting free kick. It goes high. Again, it's not getting over that the first line of defense for Algeria. Got to be careful. There's danger lurking. And her name is Lina Boussaha. Picking the ball up once again. It goes high over the top as the race is on. That's a good pass out to the... That's wonderfully done. That gives them a lot of time, a lot of space to try and work their magic on the right-hand side to Tibi. Players queuing up to try and get hold of the ball. It's lofted over into the penalty area. See, that might not have been their best option.
Rodrigana just rushing the pass. I'm sure she could tell that Tolagele had peeled away. So really just try and recycle the ball to get as many numbers and then play that ball into the 18-yard box.
Well, that's nicely picked up. The attempted outside of the right foot, trying to thread the ball through. As I said, you know, that underline the importance of making sure that if you're going to try and, you know, find that piercing pass that gets between the defenders, you've got to make sure that it goes through. And most of the passes at the moment are just going straight to a defender. Again, you can see what Boussaha does. Always constantly moving, calling for the ball there. She doesn't get it. It goes into the penalty area. Strong header coming through with Moncho. But again, Boussaha tidying things up. And Bulumu back up on her feet, shrugging off that challenge. That is a fantastic pass. I thought it was going to go out, just waiting for someone to race onto it. And of course it does happen finally with Betty, who's got plenty of pace. And good close control as well. 10 minutes into the second half, goes back to Belkhatir. High ball, far post, into the hands, the safe hands. We talk about security at the back. They definitely got it with Matamuro Bosija. The attempt to try and pull the ball back and push it forward there by Refilue Tolekele. Throw in will be taken here by Mogotsi. A little bit of frustration, getting pushed off the ball. It's not something that the Zebras are used to. I think, you know, they like to, you know, show that they're physical and that they're, you know, they can hold their own, which they can. But the Algerians are just seeing, you know, and just frustrating them a little bit. You can see by the body language of the midfielders and the players, and even Tolakele there.
Yeah, a little bit more aggressive. The Algerians, but also just reading the game well, the anticipation. They're always first on the ball.
Bulumu into the midfield. Therefore picked up here by Boussaha. Again working her magic, unable to get past. That's well stopped. Not the right pass. Danger here again. Dafur. Marine Dafur, the 31-year-old. And we go to the right-hand side this time, and there's Betty trying to make a flick to try and find Lina Boussaha. Just doesn't come off. There's a few missed connections at the moment, as Karshuni is the player who is standing out from the crowd in what she's managed to achieve so far, scoring that one goal after some back from Ines Boutaleb. And a little bit of luck from a touch. See, the idea is good, but they need to be a little bit more clinical. Well-weighted passes rather than the, you know, half-weighted passes.
Yeah, Botswana are a team that rely heavily on combination play. They haven't been able to form those triangles in and around those critical areas.
Gazi Boumarar picking the ball up, scooping it up. Not under too much pressure. Did get spooked in the start of the first half on a couple of occasions, but not too concerning for her as they sit on this 1-0 lead in Group B. That's a good quick ball as well, and just tucked in behind, picked up by Boutaleb. She's got great pace as well. Moncho just holding, and it's making quite life a little bit more difficult, of course. Botswana. Need to move up into attacking positions. That's nicely done. Just using the pitch, using the space, making life a little bit more complicated. That's a lovely little touch there to get rid of the ball by Lina Busaha. She's defensively astute as well as a major threat up front.
Yep. And kudos to the coach, Botswana coach. Really tried to switch things up tactically. The likes of Beleti is now the only anchor in that midfield. He's deployed 2 midfielders, Molloy on Defoe, as we were predicting, just to try and neutralize that creativity and that first pass forward.
You underline the importance and the thrill of seeing tactics being deployed by the 2 coaches. We've definitely seen changes that have been made, and all credit to Farid Ben-Stiti and Alex Malete, because these are the things that make us drool.
Yeah, it's high level.
Picked up, here she is, Busaha, and she gets thwarted down the left side. You know, and you definitely need no-nonsense defensive play against a team like Algeria playing like this. You know, it's you can't allow them to hold on to the ball and do what they want and provide, all of the wizardry in the final third of the pitch, because they'll just turn it into goals every single time. That's a great ball over to the left-hand side, maybe a little bit too far. Otherwise, Belkatia wouldn't be able to get to that, but excellent work. Like the way that they using the pitch again, but getting the ball over to the other side.
So much better from Botswana. So much better. Molloy just getting involved. 1-2 combination play.
Oh, little mistake, a rare mistake, and a shot there on the turn. And why not? Because the mistake there coming from Belkatia, and the driven effort coming in from Tolakele. And she knows how to score from those positions. That's all it takes. But we haven't really seen many mistakes from the Algerian defenders, and on that occasion, she just didn't manage to control well.
Yeah, she needs no second invitation. Once she gets the little bit of space, she always knows where the goalposts are and wants to fancy a chance.
I like the way that they've locked things down a little bit stronger, and in defence it's a lot better. They are putting a lot of pressure. There's a chance. Now, where's the header going to go? Ball does go all the way back to the Algerian goalkeeper, Ngazi Boumarar. 14th cap playing for Algeria. Busaha into the midfield. They're forced to work a little bit more, I think, Amanda. These midfielders, because they've closed a little bit the gap, but they're also, just squeezing the Algerian players and finding a reason on where they're actually positioning themselves. And I think that their interpretation of, position on pitch is a lot better than it was in the first half.
Yep, they're keeping the shape, but also they're getting onto that second ball, which was the one that was letting them down.
High ball coming over, the attempted header, and again, strong defensive work. They're coming from Tanda just to make sure that Busaha couldn't latch onto that and get the force that she wanted to steer ahead and past the goalkeeper, Bosija.
Good cross, good aerial duel, but the positioning of Sedilami once again spot on.
But that's get tight with the players, get tight with the forwards. Don't give them the free opportunity and the space to actually get power and force behind those crosses that come over. You get in their way. Strikers hate that.
Yeah.
Another botched pass and another. Oh, that's going to be a free kick, and that was going to be a lovely little turn and a quick acceleration. But you could see that Kazami knows that she's at fault. Very late with that challenge.
I think she realized a mistake, immediately went to apologize.
Radio Canio. Another player for Gaborone. Of course, Refilwe Tolakele, top scorer in the 2023 Women's Champions League, of course, with the 5 goals. We'll always remember that. She was outstanding. There's the high ball going over the top and an opportunity. Can they get on the end of it? Well, that's been knocked out of bounds. There will be a corner, and that's good pressure. That's exactly what they need to do. And another opportunity here. It's good to see Tanda just pushing forward and getting herself deep into that position, because she does have not just the experience, but also the ability to just protect.
Yep.
Raducanu will take this and try and find one of her teammates. Goes high over the top. Oh, that's well taken by Ngazi Bumrah. First real test, I think, of the high ball, Amanda, which we haven't really seen her do in the first half.
Yeah, very convincing with her height. I was really impressed to see just how tall she is, commanding her area as well.
Khizami back to Ghazi Bumrah. Yeah, little frustration, and I think she knew it, didn't she, Magotsi? She just got it a little bit too hard from behind. Referees don't like that.
Yep, but instruction like don't let them get on the ball, don't give them time and space on the ball. The counter press is important, rather force them back.
And I think that, you know, that's why they're making it very complicated for them now, because they're getting a little bit spooked, you know, trying to do something with the ball. That's really good play from Tolakele, and that's a great challenge there coming from Rosalind Khizami.
One of the most interesting key battles at this moment. Tolakele earning the 3rd corner in this half. Just shows the intentions, the coach, the motivation in the change room. Botswana are not yet done.
Lovely little toe poke there from the centre back, but Tolakele will now try and latch onto this. They need to try and find something. Hitting the high ball, maybe they should mix it up a little bit and try something a little bit different, but guaranteed to see Tolakele. She is a proven goal scorer, but she does come up against, look at how tall, I think we can see just how big Ngazi Bumrah is there from that angle. Here's the resulting corner, goes flying over to the far post. There's the downward header. Not a bad effort, just a little bit wide of the target, and a head in the hands kind of moment there, but very dangerous indeed from Tanda, who again is showing what she's capable of doing from the set piece.
Yep. A good delivery from Ditebe. Tanda being the one who's unmarked at the end of the post. Tries to get it down, but of course just missing the target as well.
Well, they're still in possession. They're still applying pressure in a big way, and they got to throw in as we're midway through the second half now, and we'll take a look at the numbers soon. But that's going to be. Oh, I thought there was contact. No, there isn't. It's going to be a goal kick. But I'd like to see the. I think that the possession is. I mean, it's changed completely. It's 29.1% midway through the first half. It's a different scenario in the second, of course, because they've worked so hard to get themselves where they are. As we get the chance to see the next player who's going to come on for Botswana, it's Gayon Yadiwe Ontlametse, another player, Gaborone United. Free kick. Everything's working as planned.
Yeah. Spoke about momentum, the rhythm. Momentum in the first half was much more for Algeria. Now that Botswana are finding their rhythm, they're enjoying much of that momentum. They need to ride the wave. They need to impose themselves.
Senwelo coming on for Johannes. And Ontlametse coming on for Ditebe. So forwards, it's all about forwards. You've literally, Tolakele's got two wingers now who are going to come in and try and, you know, just fresh legs already is something that's going to be important. They've sorted out the midfield, they've sorted out the defence, now they've got to find the goal, so it's a shrewd bit of tactical play there from Alex Maleti.
Yep, this is always the approach. Sometimes in a tightly contested match like this, your subs can win you the game.
Oh, most definitely, and you know, coming in for the final 20, you know, they're going to be raring to go. It's a chance for Botswana. Let's see what the Zebras can do. Here is the free kick, long range shot in, well, a rasping drive from, well, basically close to where the halfway line is. But Mogawi, she took the free kick in the first half that really just tested the goalkeeper for Algeria, Nagazi Mbumara, and she tries the luck from way downtown.
Yep, she packs a powerful shot. That's Muchawa. Played against her. Very accurate as well. That left foot is quite sweet. And from range, she scored a couple of goals. Very impressive. This time around, it's just really getting that ball to dip just in time.
And Botswana have come a long way. You talk about playing against South Africa. Their first ever international back in 2002. They played South Africa and it finished 14-0. So they are now competing, you know, here in their second appearance in the Total Energies Women's Africa Cup of Nations, you know, having understood exactly how they need to go through the whole system to get themselves to where they are today in quarterfinals and the last time out. They'll be looking to try and do the same this time. Maybe going even further. We'll have to wait and see. But first of all, they would love to get an equaliser against Algeria. They are back very much in the game, having got a lot of possession in this second half, and they're looking a lot more dangerous because they've tactically understood how to play against this Algerian team, which is very technical.
Yep, football can be really cruel because the momentum is with Botswana at this moment. Algeria also now caught on the ropes, but they can really come up with the sucker punch. So Botswana really need to make this momentum and rhythm count.
Yeah, that's easier said than done, isn't it?
Yeah.
5 shots on goal. As we see Bosaha trying to keep the ball in play, it will be Botswana who pick up possession. We've got another change. Algeria with their first change of the game. And Ines Boutaleb going off. And she is replaced by Laura Taleb-Muller of Tonon Evian, former Metz Le Havre player, 4th year playing for Algeria. Good strong work there from Tolakele. The ball's been squared back, little touch and a chance for a shot. I don't know if that was the right thing to do. It was a little bit of a snapshot rather than a, you know, composed one-touch drive. But again, you know, I think that you've got to just underline the importance of being confident, and taking a shot from there at that time might be a good thing. It just means that they're keeping the pressure up on Algeria.
Yep. Sinuelo just coming in as a sub. First shot maybe on target, but once you get the feel of the ball, because players get to play on that feel. She's got in the feel, she's getting the confidence as well.
She just knocked over Koshuni as well, and that's a solid challenge there coming in. That's a nice ball as well. Algeria picking up on the outside. Play on, says the referee. There's no foul there. Despite the frustration, Taleb Muller going down. It's only just come on. See, that's the kind of touch that you want. It's a little bit too far for Semuelo to pick up, but sensational work there from Refilwe. You know, the dummy pass, just giving yourself that extra second, that extra couple of meters of space, and it enables you to do so much.
Yep, I think just the switch of positions as well. Tolagele now coming into the wide areas as a winger, allowing Ontlametse still fresh. The legs are still fresh to play in that number 9 sort of role. Gives her the ability to just come in for the second ball, playing underneath her. She packs a powerful shot.
There's an opportunity. just the control letting her down. Otherwise, that could have been quite dangerous there for Molloy. It's a little bit too far for Busaha. She'll chase for it though, guaranteed. And the clearance there from Busija. How about that for fantastic precision? And wonderful touch as well. The control. Again, Botswana coming into the game more and more. Last touch made by Ould Braham. Just over 15 minutes to go. There she is, the FC Nantes midfielder. Botswana. Touch just letting her down, and the ball will go out of play. Lona Molloy, 25-year-old, they've given the ball back, there's a chance. But Kelly. Missed opportunity, little mistakes there. Ould Braham, they get moving quickly. Well, the idea was good, and you don't want to be playing with fire. It's drilled into the stands, or the dugout more so. That's a good header, depends who's going to be on the end. Oh, that's a sitter there. That should have been in the back of the net. That really was. It was set up perfectly there. And Lona Molloy, the header from over on that left-hand side just fell perfectly. There was no one there. There wasn't a defender in sight. Do you control and shoot? What do you do?
Composure, composure. That's all she needed. Molloy playing much more in a high-up position, allowing her to get into those entries, a late run into the box. But I thought she could have done a lot better.
Well, that will probably go down as one of their best opportunities. Kalshuni's 10th minute goal. Left-footed strike into the corner, first touch. Just offering Botswana the lead. They can't afford to concede another one, as they've had scoring opportunities. Taleb Muller trying to get her pass through. A little bit wonky. Good work there from Bellamou. But the defence coming to the rescue and finally drilled away. And it's going to be a throw-in. But not before we have a couple of substitutions here. And Kalshuni's going to come off, the goal scorer. There we can see the replay of her goal. Left-footed, side-footed into the corner. Top quality stuff. And there you can see Kalshuni going off. And Bouzid comes on. And Naily coming on for Busaha. Nice work there from Bellamou. She's coming up quite deep, gets the ball out, it's a chance got, but again it's just too much of a tight space for them to actually do anything. And a little bit of a scrambled attempt to get hold of the ball. Betty doing really well. That's a good ball if it can get to the player, but it's not happened. There's a little bit of contact and enough for the referee to say that is a foul.
Yeah, a foul indeed. Mochawa just selling a dummy. putting her body before the ball just to protect herself.
Naily of AS Can. Now, here is Tola Kelly. Trying to send that ball down towards Samuelo. There's another foul, surely. Yeah, the referee may give a foul for that. I thought there was an advantage being played, I think, but then she realised that she was down on the ground. She couldn't really play it lying down there, but little clip to the heel. They're horrible fouls, aren't they? You know, when you actually get that little bit of contact on the heel when you're just trying to control it. And there you go. Oof, that's a hefty kick there from Bertie rather than a little clip to the heel.
Yep.
Not exactly the same.
Yeah, Belezzi has just really been impressive in that midfield, holding her own, giving the shape to Botswana.
Just giving the ball back. Have to be careful with this Algerian team. The moment that they start pushing forward, you know that there's danger. And they're technically gifted as well. This is good work. Betty once again into the midfield. There's danger queuing up, of course. Bouzid gets the ball out to the right-hand side. It's been picked up. There's the shot. It's not a bad shot as well coming from Ulbraham, but it's straight at the goalkeeper, and Bouzid does so well. Defensive header goes hurtling backwards behind the defensive line, tidied up at the back. And we're into the last 10 minutes here for this Group B encounter. Total Energies Women's Africa Cup of Nations. Match day 1 for these two teams, Algeria, Botswana. And a wasted pass there. And Amira Ulbraham expecting that she had a teammate to the left-hand side. It's good control, good close control. It looks good in slow motion. Would have been better if you'd have seen the back of the net, but not the case for her and for Algeria. Algeria playing in this competition back in 2004, 2006, 2010, 2014, 2018. And it's a volley, but if anybody could have ghosted in behind the last defender, then it could have been something else, but not the case. I think no one expected it to go down there. And these Zebra fans, they're having a party. That's a very fine pass as well, picked up there by Naily. Possession a little bit better, of course, up by 7% since the mid-half time. It's a bump into the back there from Samuelo, and it just offers Bouzid, an Algerian team, a great scoring opportunity. Moment of madness, frustration, I don't know, you just go in a little bit too hard when you don't really need to.
Yeah, absolutely no need. Also just caught on the wrong side. As a defender, you have to come back and try and really just push them back, force them to recycle the ball. Very dangerous area, and we saw how deadly or threatening Algerians are, especially in and around that 18-yard box.
I mean, she would have never got hold of that. Just with the body position, you protect the ball, you're coming from behind, it was guaranteed to be a foul. The scenario, it's Defour, Marine Defour. We know that she has that shot on her that can smash past basically anything. We've also seen Bouzid produce heroics. Same player as she stood up and unleashed that fine strike in the first half. She will try and do the same again. And of course, we will also see Defour looking to try and outfox the goalkeeper. Defour with a shot, it stops there, straight in the hands, straight in the path of Bouzid. Need to get away of the goalkeeper, and a yellow card has been dished out.
Yeah, rightfully so. Muller just grabbing onto Bouzid as she tries to release an early pass forward for her attackers.
Well, again, you know, just the lack of poise in with the ball at feet for the Algerians in the midfield is just opening and offering Botswana the chance. They are now back in the driving seat, pushing forward. A long-range shot, it's a beauty of an effort there. It was curling around, wasn't it? And when you unleash a beast of a shot like that, anything is possible. And there's a little bit of contact, and it will be a yellow card. Angled up with the goalkeeper again, and it's Senwelo this time who picks up her first yellow. Let's have a look at that shot again. I mean, that came out of nowhere. It was way out as well.
Yeah, Raducanu has been roving around that 18-yard box. One little opportunity, one little window. She unleashes a powerful shot, really getting Ngazi into action.
Oh, that was the... I'm not going to give you the path that you want to take. Yeah, there's a few players getting tangled up, of course. And both forwards picking up yellow cards. Senwelo the second. And another change. Well, Malloy going off. And coming on to replace Malloy is Obanet Seratari, another Gaborone United player, 22 years of age.
A good shift from Malloy. She showed just great character, how she can adapt as well, read the game. Did really well to neutralize the foe. Haven't seen much of her in the second half.
It's very true. There's a shot potentially coming in, not just yet. Picked up little turn. Raducanu lowering his shot. That's a beautiful effort, wasn't it? Wow. Rattling and going so close. Raducanu doing again what we expect them to do. The long-range shots, I mean, you know, that was a thunderbolt. There was lovely turn. There we go. Put it on the right foot. Outside, drifting away, but still heading towards goal.
Yeah, she did everything right. That one was just really dipping. Gazi certainly grateful that one just grazed the bar.
The flight path, the trajectory was quite incredible, wasn't it? But not good enough to give Botswana that much sought after equaliser. Now opportunities. Raducanu again. There's the ball that comes in, the attempted header, and it's such an interesting ball that came across, because you get on the end of that and you know that anything's possible, and Belesi doing really, really well to latch on to that ball that came across from Raducanu. And you know, it's a game of fine margins. The small details, you know, an extra few centimeters and a better contact away from the defender, and that could have been in the back of the net.
Yeah, critical phase of the game. Belesi just finding some ground and an open opportunity to really equalize.
Another high ball. This time it's been left intelligently to go back to the goalkeeper, Ngazi Bumrah. There she is, Bellamu. Former Bayern Munich player, Lazio as well, played for Montpellier, now at Malmo on loan from West Ham. Ball goes out of play. Botswana pick up possession, 2 minutes left for Algeria to score another, or for Botswana to equalise. Going on the flavour of the last 10-15 minutes. It's all about the Zebras. And now we have another change for this Algerian team. Smali replaces Old Braham. Emma Sabrina Smalley of Racing Club Lens in northern France, 24 years of age, the midfielder. Mokawe piling forward. This is an important moment now, and you can see Farid Ben-Stiti just wants them to hold on for the last few minutes. Don't know how many minutes we'll have added on, but Botswana looking dangerous. Ball bounces comfortably to the path of Belomu. But again, they're just tidying things up. They're doing a great job in just making sure that they're in possession. That's just a wild pass to nobody. That might be a little bit of cramp in the midfield, which is obviously something you've got to look at. That's very painful. And Radio Canio, of course, who's just provided us with a wonderful shot from distance, of course, and you can understand that those muscles are tightening a little bit.
She ran her socks off this evening. Much better second half from her.
5 minutes of added time. Firm challenge over on that far side. Betty, it's going to be a free kick. Sorry, from Naily. Oh, they're just pushing forward, aren't they? Radio Canu coming up on the right-hand side. Well, it's allowed to bounce. You've got to go on to, you've got to chase everything. And I think that, you know, it's a little bit frustrating to actually see this, you know, Botswana team just not pushing for those balls. Anything that sort of, you know, falls loosely, you've got to go and try and get on the end of it. Especially when you've got players who've been on the pitch for, what, the last 20 minutes, of course, with Senwelo and Ontlametse. These are the players who could make the difference. Firm challenges, and the ball picked up. Belomu on the left-hand side. It's an option over on the far side. But a little bit of kick from behind. I think it's Watari. And Radio Canu going off, suffering from that cramp. I think it's, you know, sometimes it just prevents you from putting in 100%.
Yep.
Galiquidly. Smalley with that left foot, lofts it high, goes very high. You've got to get on the end of it. Oh, communication breakdown. You don't want to be messing around. That's going to be a free kick and a foul on the defender. But you've got to communicate with your defenders, and that was, I mean, it can end in tears, of course, when you have a clash between players in your own team.
Yep, just a moment of panic. But also, Botswana defense shouldn't have allowed two free players to get into that 18-yard box to contest with the keeper. Bosijo also knows she should have given it a much better or convincing punch.
Oh, there's a head on the knee as well. I mean, you know, that's she's been in the wars, Moncho, but with Moncho, of course, but Bosija, flawless again, and showing great bravery. With just 2.5 minutes to go, picked up by the Phoenix, who are on the cusp of a victory. They've never managed to get out of the group stage. They'll be hoping to finish in one of the top 2-3 positions. Saying 3 because, well, they're very much, you're going to be in a good position if you get a win in the group. And they're on the cusp of doing that. Who's got the legs to race for that? Algeria. Here's Betty. Fine touch as well. Love the way that she does own the ball when she's on it. There's some players when they actually, hold the ball. They look like real footballers, don't they?
Yeah.
She looks like a real footballer in the way that she just holds it. She knows what she's doing with it.
Close control at that speed. Doesn't really give loose passes. Doesn't give ball position away.
Tande at the back. Tanda. They'll need to get the ball up in if they want to get that equaliser. And who knows, anything's possible. We've seen stranger things. But the quarterfinalists from the last edition here in Morocco at the moment, playing second fiddle to Algeria. Just got that, and they nabbed that 10th minute opener. And they've managed to hold on to it. Nicely done over to the left-hand side. That's a decent ball into the penalty area. There's no one there to latch onto that. You could see that Tulakele was there, and of course Senuelo. And the frustration of not being able to get the points, of course, nail-biting stuff. But it is game one from Group B. There's 2 more to go for these 2 nations. And they'll come back, but the final whistle being blown here, and look how much it means to Algeria. They start their 6th campaign to try and get out of the group stages with a 1-0 victory. All credit to Farid Ben-Stiti. He's worked hard to get his players and his team into the right place, and they open with 3 points from their opening clash, the full-time score here in Morocco. Algeria 1, Botswana 0. A single goal scored by Kashouni, engineered by Ines Boutaleb in the 10th minute. Botswana, well, basically underlining how well they can play in the second half, but it's just a little bit not enough for them to get themselves the points that they were looking for.
Yep, it was definitely going to be a tough encounter for them, facing very well organized, very well drilled Algeria. Even with the subs instituted, they were still able to keep the shape, but the resilience, the tenacity, the ambitiousness of Botswana, changing things up, switching things up tactically, showing tactical flexibility. This is how they learn. This is the maturity that they're going to need as they progress in the tournament.
It was a contrasting second half that Botswana played. They really gave us, a glimpse of what they managed to do back in 2022, and it's something that they need to work on. How they managed to turn things around, but they also got to lock down that defence and not allow goals to be scored like that, and understand the roaming players when you've got the likes of Boutaleb who's darting off to the right-hand side. But it has been a lesson for Botswana. They've got Tunisia and they've got Nigeria to play. And their next game, Botswana-Nigeria.
A tough one indeed, considering that I guess news has finally reached everybody. Nigeria at the top with 3 points as well, winning their first opening match.
And woman of the match is Gutia Kashouni, the goal scorer for Algeria.
"60 years ago, I embarked on a journey to understand the places and the people of this amazing planet we live on. But time moves on, and so do we. Now I'm going back to see what happened to the places and the people I used to know.